water, shapeless, formless, but in its own eccentricities, its own fluidity tends to reshape, reform, and then recraft something into a much more grand, expansive journey than what anyone has ever thought before. Hello, everyone. You can refer to me as the Shadow Beast founder, and welcome to our first IndieGoGo. The project, Rivers. Rivers actually started off as something of a small little exercise from something a little bit more of a darker side of my life that me and my baby
Hi.
have kind of been constructing, where it's a 4-episode mini-series that's I'm gonna have to do that next bit over again. Where it's a 4-part mini-series that kind of chronologizes how relationships are going to be formatted in a more realistic sense, rather than just the love at first sight trope, since every relationship kind of goes off the whole love aspect, whether it's familiar, whether it is family, whether it's romantic, whether it's lustful. There's always the love of the ideology of the person that's kind of explored in medium, but never one that kind of just goes about what happens when you've been so beaten down by the heart that you're trying to have everything go awash to then bring back something more with clarity, with clemency, with what has to be done. As it stands right now, we're kind of launching this IndieGoGo where we've already written the first episode, where we will hopefully have it be edited writing-wise, hopefully before the year is over. Right, baby?
Yes, we're hoping to have a lot more done very shortly. So do keep an eye out, and so just keep looking to see what shows up.
But you're probably just wondering, only the first episode, but Shadow, you usually are one of the few founding members that actively post a bunch of updates about multiple episodes at a time. What gives with this production? That is where the IndieGoGo itself is coming into fruition, which is that I want to do something a little bit different. Before we even begin writing the other 3 episodes, I want this to be where we're pushing for a great soft opening for the next stage in what Writerscope Studios has to offer in the Seaside Network. Where our initial goal that we're looking forward to for what we're expecting is a soft, I would say, $6,000 to $8,000. That's only for the VAs, the artist, and maybe 2 additional editors. Now, I know with that whole thing being said, a lot of people would probably raise it to be something higher of like $9,000 to $12,000, but a soft opening with what we already have on hand, with artists that we already have on lockdown for contract reasons, but just bringing on 2 editors, that's already enough for the opening books. If you guys just wanted us to do simple animatics to get the ball rolling, since many people over the years have asked us to do more animated productions. However, our stretch goals are going to be where things get interesting. Where if we reach, I would say, 14,000, maybe 16,000, I would love to bring in certain actors to be certain roles that I personally want to have fulfilled. Like, I would love to have Ali Gohar be the male lead in the series, because I feel as if he can do justice to his character's whole story the next 4 episodes. Not only just the beginning, but the whole journey. I'd also love to get a casting director, maybe Jordan Rudolph, maybe Amanda Hufford, maybe Melissa Medina. Any of those options and more, while also getting original musical producers that can come in to make an official soundtrack that I would love to have be shared with all of you guys, and even maybe a few additional writers to kind of pump out stuff faster, where instead of just going by a year-to-year basis, we could probably do it roughly every couple of months with the editors that we'll be bringing on from the initial goal. That also being said, is that we'll have extra help with editors to push for this production and maybe something else in the future that we will address in a different video for IndieGoGo. But I would say the next and hopefully last stretch goal, because we might type up some more stretch goals on IndieGoGo's page itself. I'm saying it a lot because we're on the website officially. We've been building up to this for years now, and I'm still just a little bit flustered, even though I've been meaning to do this for a long time. But if we reach, I'd say, the last goal for now, I want to push to get us animators that will fully flesh this out to really be an animated production. Kind of on the lines of that Dragon Ball Z animation that dropped, I'd say either this year of 2022 or last year in 2021. The whole Has-Been Hotel Hell of a Boss craze that occurred, Cliffside, the pilot animation, all of those things and more. I would love to have that be the last stretch goal for now, where would probably be, I'd say, I don't know, 37,000 to get not only the actors, the casting director, the producers for music, the ADR people, the editors, assistant writers, but also getting the animators for that whole thing. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably out there wondering why this much for probably just a bunch of independent voice actors, artists, animators, music producers, all that stuff. And the third thing, and this is something that my partner can attest to, I want to not only pay their rates, I want to pay like maybe 5 to 10% above their whole rates for the billing. Why? Because doing this whole thing is very stressful. You don't get a lot of respect in this industry, and a lot of people want to just be kind to your face but cruel behind your back. I'd rather look out for the people that look out for me and then some, because this is a rat race no one needs to belong in, where it's cutthroat. I'd rather look out for you and make sure you're well taken care of, and then we get stuff done properly. But I digress. You're all probably wondering after all this whole spiel, what really is Rivers? What is this show exactly? Well, in its entirety, there are two different leading protagonists that are the narrative crux of what Rivers is. One is a man that had something happen in his life that made him go from the top of his career and being revered by so many individuals to now just kind of holding himself up into a seedy location and honestly waiting for his own soul to die so that his body can join it later. Meanwhile, there is a woman who devoted her life solely to something that she trained her whole life for, but she felt was empty. But she doesn't really understand why, and will understand more and more as the episodes dive into it, where she'll be separated from what she poured herself into so that they can both grow together. Which is something that me and the missus have been really working on for a giant amount of time, to where the other episodes will be fleshed out a lot more and more, where I'll be mostly focusing on the female protagonist and the missus will be focusing on the male, where we've just been trying to get everything as finely tuned as possible. And oh boy, we still just need to make sure it's perfect enough so that when the pilot drops, episodes 2 and 3 are already written up spick and span. But
That's the problem with perfectionism.
But I've spoken a great deal. Enough is just the male half. I'll let the feminine half speak her own piece on Rivers. So, baby.
Rivers is definitely something that's been on my partner's mind for a very long time. And I support him in doing this, and I'm very happy to write it with him. The male part of this series has been given to me due to the fact that my partner believes that I can give a depth over to him that some people cannot. and also he loves my writing style and thinks that my mind as well as that. So can give a very interesting tale and entwine the two characters to not only become one in the story, but within the writing as well as portrayed off the screen. So I'm really excited to actually bring a character to life that's been written on the page for all of you to see and let you see the story unfold as it goes on. Because who knows, maybe watching this story, you'll be able to see things differently within your own lives and find a passion or even a connection to the characters that are being written, and then be able to take something more away from this than just some entertainment.
And yeah, guys, that's about it. We will be continuing making other productions that will be going by our regularly scheduled editing stuff, since this is going to take a lot of time, and this won't be the only IndieGoGo we'll be launching, because there are a lot of things that need some extra push for, and I really want to have that push be pretty well established for hope in the future, because I want to work with so many of you guys, so many lovely individuals, and I want to get the ball rolling on so many different productions and so many IPs that I'm just excited to get this started on something very personal. And yeah, we will hopefully get more in time. Make sure you guys promote this as well as you can to other people, where if you cannot donate anything, at least share this around, because I want this to grow. I want this to be a success. I just want this to be a story that's told. And I don't think I've ever said that so publicly for an audience like this before, where normally everyone has seen that no matter what it is, I've pushed it myself, I've created it, I've crafted it, but this is the one time that I'm going to be sitting down and saying that I need this story to be told. Because if we do well on this, imagine what I could be doing next time with an even bigger team behind it for what we're building up towards in 2025. But until then, I've been the Shadow Beast founder from Writerscope Studios, and I've been joined with...
I am Crimson Whispers, aka Raven Angel Rain, the manager of Dust End Pictures, and also working to do my own company of Crimson's Solar Starlight Productions.
And hope to see you guys along for the ride, since this is just the beginning of a lot of experimental storytelling and a lot of very interesting twists and turns. See you then.